In August of 2015, I worked a blind remote viewing target. I was only told this is Project 14. That's all the information I was given, Project 14. It could have been anywhere, anytime, any place. It could have been in the distant past, it could have been in the near past, it could have been in the future, it could have been in the present. It could have been on Mars, it could have been on the moon, it could have been on the bottom of the ocean, or it could have been in a sealed vault. I didn't know. I was only told Project 14. Here's a recording, unedited, of my full remote viewing session on what turned out to be the JFK assassination. I awoke on target to find myself in a park that was Dealey Plaza. So I was there. I didn't know that's where it was. And my attention was drawn to a building which was not the Texas School Book Depository. I was drawn to another building nearby, which was the Dallas Courthouse, which you'll see me describe here. I didn't witness the shooting itself, I heard it, and I saw the reactions. So here is my full unedited session done under blind protocol of the assassination of John F. Kennedy. This was recorded almost 10 years ago. I did some work on this target, paper and pen, and then I went from there into a theta ERV style session. I did a technique at HRVG that we use called edging, where I block my optic nerve and rest my head in my hands and do a certain breathing exercise to bring my awareness down. And what happened to me, what is supposed to happen is, I blacked out. And as I blacked out, my awareness came to on the target. So it's a little disconcerting when this happens, because and then you just come to a stop and your awareness you wake up and it's full reality all around you. And what I awoke to was grass. I was in a manicured lawn. And the sky was very blue, so I was just aware of green grass and blue sky. It was a cloudless sky, mostly cloudless. It was a high sun. The sun was not as intense as Hawaii, but it was like midday. Midday, but not real intense sun, a very pleasant day, maybe high haze, but very green grass and blue sky. And I drew this for you because I came to, and I was here, down here on the grass. So I see the grass, I see the sky, and it's like when you're in that state, it's like, oh, is this the target? Am I here? What am I supposed to see? And I was just locked on the grass and the sky for a few seconds. There seemed to be a roadway off to my left, pavement, cement, maybe a sidewalk here, and some white low structures over here in the distance, and maybe some buildings. It didn't feel like buildings all around me in the middle of a city, maybe a big, not a big city, but a mid-sized city with some medium-sized buildings in the distance, and maybe a few people and some trees over there. But mainly my first impression was grassy area, very well manicured, nice. It's like a park. About the size maybe of a football field, but it wasn't a football field, with very blue sky. So I awoke to this and I started thinking, is this the target? What do I need to see? Orient myself. And by doing so, I brought too much conscious mind into it, and I lost it. So I was able to see this for maybe 10 seconds. So very experiential, green grass, blue sky, some medium-sized buildings, maybe a few people in this park, but I didn't, it's difficult, you know, when you plop into a place unexpectedly and all of a sudden you're there and you orient yourself and then it fades and you go, what was that? What did I see? Try to remember everything I saw. So grass, sky, buildings in the distance, maybe some people, some trees. But that was really experiential for me. After that, I kind of lost the target. I had to reset. Now, this is a lot of work to get to where you can get to this spot and then get a visual that good and try to, you know, get your full capabilities to try and see it. All right? So I reorient myself. So I reorient myself and I'm working again. I look again. And this time it's a building, a big, imposing, impressive looking building, and I'll draw it for you. This is a building I see almost every time I look at this target. This becomes my anchor point at the target. So I can always find the building and then spread my awareness out and see other things. So let me draw this building. Almost like a castle in a certain way. Not a castle. And by the way, I see these spires, towers, what do you call these? Gabled? Maybe a big one right here. But this thing is like red rock. A brownish red. Okay? And it looks like it'd be at, not Disneyland, but the term I use, I keep referring to this as the Gothic building. Because I can't spell when I'm remote viewing. The Gothic building, okay? This is the Gothic place. Big, imposing. It looks like it belongs, like European in the 1800s, the mid or early 19th century. So my sense of this is the 1800s. Just because that's what it looks like. It looks like a big old building, turrets. Is that what I want to say? Turrets, spires. A couple of these, a bunch of these. Big in the middle. Very imposing building. Solid. Fortress-like. And my sense of this is European, but we'll get back to that. But this is, aside from the park that I was in, this is the most significant visual thing that I see on target. This is my foothold. So we'll go back to this. Red spires. You know, it's big, it's imposing, it's gothic, it's almost kind of spooky looking, like it should be in somewhere in Europe. Okay, so we'll get back to this. Now I look again, and like I said, there is an area, there's a place here. By the way, my sense of this target is it's really complex. Like I could do a session on that building. I could do a session on the park. There's people here. There's a lot. So I'm going to have a lot to go through here. So I'm going to try to take this step by step. One area that I found myself was kind of like a little monument place. And this is like, I see people here walking around this place. And you know, I got a water gestalt, so there may be, I got gurgling, frothing water, so there may be a water gestalt here that's could be ornamental, like a pool, a pond, or even a reflecting pond, or just something to enhance this place. But these are pretty big. These are bigger than people, and it's like a repeating motif of rectangular shapes. And I keep getting the word monument. Okay? And then there's, at one point I sense, like a statue, like a Civil War hero, or the father of our town, the founder of somebody important and famous, and they got a statue of him. So this is the monument place. People are brought here in buses. So the buses would make me feel like it's not the 1800s, like the Gothic building. So I'm being pulled in two directions, because people get out of tour vans and they come walk around this place to admire this, and they take pictures. So this is the monument place. Okay. Now I look. And I'm in a city, structures. But the predominant structure is this big reddish, the fortress-like one, okay? This is, I described it, Gothic, European, spires, towers, very, very solid, like brick, rock, stone, okay? But next to that, and there's a sidewalk, and there's a roadway, and then there's a roadway here. And this has almost got to feel like, it's not Wall Street, but it has a feel, there's this roadway here that's like Wall Street, like financial area or something. And there's tall buildings here, not skyscraper talls, not skyscraper tall, 6, 7, 8 story buildings, and there's more back here. And there's an intersection here, and there's people, a lot of people here, spilling out on the street, on the sidewalk. And sounds of people murmuring, engine sounds, engine fuel smells. So there's vehicles here. Engine revving, like a revving sound. Brum. More buildings here. So I see people on the sidewalk in the streets. So this feels 1800s, but there's cars. These buildings feel mid-20th century. I don't see them as big, high glass 2010, 2015 skyscrapers, mid-sized buildings, but brick, stone, and people on the sidewalk. Okay. Go look at the people here. Let's pause this for a minute. Uh, 2010, 2015 skyscrapers, mid-sized buildings, but brick, stone, and people on the sidewalk. Okay. Go look at the people here. Let's pause this for a minute. Let's look at the people. Get my tunes going here. There's too much shit going on. God, my brain is just... How many things can I think of at once, in two places at once? Okay, the people. I'm gonna look at these humans. Probing icon.
This is a downtown intersection. It's near the red Gothic building. So the Gothic building is my anchor point. So I can, there's people in front of that. Takes me a while to draw these people. They're like lining the sidewalk. Some are out in the road. Over here, there's a lot more people. They're here, they're here. There's a whole lot on this corner. This corner is dense with people. What kind of people are there here? There's some over here too. Some here. But their center of attention is somewhere over here. So they're all along here. They're dressed in just regular clothes. They dress pretty good. Ties. Women in dresses. Not real formal dressed up, but work clothes. Would you, like, it's not casual Friday. It's, they dress pretty nice. They care, but it's normal clothes. It's just everyday clothes. They're not in special gowns or suits. It's just normal people, and some of them workers. Some of them are workers that work here in looky-loo. Some are the term looky-loo. They come to look at something. So it's a crowd of people. Reminds me kind of like a flash mob. Like everybody just shows up at a certain time of day. Like we're all going to go here. Why? To see this. Okay, so they're going to see something. But it seems informal, like it's like a flash mob, like people didn't pay tickets to come here, or people didn't well, this is an area where, yeah, people would get on a bus and come here to be a tourist here, but these aren't. These are people that I think they live in this city mostly, and some work here, and they come to see this event. They're going to witness this event. It's not religious. It's not aerial fireworks. It's in the city. Why would they come to the city? It's not religious. They want to look. It's like somebody famous is going to come out of here or come by here. Okay, I hear engines revving. So there's exhausts. So there's cars coming by. Look out, make sure you don't get in the way of the car. Don't get hit by the car. But they're all various smells, like horses or hay. I had gotten, like there's a faint smell on the wind of, what am I doing here? Like drifting over cattle, horses, hay. Carbon, coal, petroleum fumes, petrol, oil, the people. This pen's no good. Vitalis. Vitalis. There's one for you. Vitalis. Vitalis. When I was 10 years old, okay, I was a little kid. I was in grade school. We used to put Vitalis on our hair. We'd comb our hair. We'd go to the barber shop, and the Vitalis had a very distinct smell. And that just came to me that, like, guys in this crowd have Vitalis, like Pompadour, that smell of Vitalis. What's the word? Their hair is Vitalis smells. So that would mean, now my time frame, this keeps feeling 1800. It just has such a look of Europe in the 1800s. But there's Vitalis smell. You know how smell will take you to a time? It would be my childhood when I was 9, 10 years old. When people used Vitalis and there's cars going by. What are they? They're talking. They're murmuring. Just like low, subdued voices. I hear the car engine revs. Pop, pop, pop. I hear pop, pop, pop. Pop, 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 pop. Pop, 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 pop. I'm going to key off that sound. Hey, you. Loud voice. Sight associated with a loud voice. Here I see a how do I draw that? You know, a policeman's hat. And a little badge there. It's blue. And then he'd be like I get a loud voice, I get a policeman drawing his gun and showing his badge. Well, I get fear from him, but trying to take control, but he's very unsure. He's not in control, but he feels like he's supposed to look like he's in control, but he's not. Let me hear the... Gunshots. A lot. Bang, bang. group, bang, 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 bang. 6 or 7. Pop, pop, pop. Now there's screams. Okay, now the people are like scared. Let me draw what they're doing. Let me draw these people. The people. Okay, they've been standing around, and some of them are pointing like over there. Some of them are on the ground. Some are sprawling. Let's see what they're doing. This guy. He's alive, he's not dead. But get on the ground. Some are running like a father would clutch his daughter to protect him, pointing. So something comes over these people like a contagion, like a sudden, it hits them that fast. They're looking, and then they, in an instant, this it's like a spreading contagion of something changes. Confusion, certainly. Fear and confusion, like they don't know which way to go. Their attention's scattered, their emotions are scattered. Everything is just like scattered, like you spooked the herd. And this was shouting and gunfire. So noise of that. Pop, 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 pop. These people, they don't seem like they're not right next to the Gothic building. The Gothic building is over here. So they like migrated. They were on the corner. Well, there's people everywhere. But these are the ones that are most like the spooked herd. They're in the open. I wonder. Okay, let me look at something. There's vertical things here. My sense of this that's my sense of it's a woman. She gasping. Can't catch her breath. Shock. Disbelief. Surreal. She just witnessed something that that made her go, "Oh my God." She saw somebody get shot. She saw somebody. It's the gunfire. Okay. Okay, let me start fresh on this one. These people seem to be surrounded by teams of like squads, like death squads. They're trapped in an area. Bang, 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 bang. Scream, yell. Oh, run. The air is smoky. I can smell gun smoke, gunpowder. And there's fake IDs. There's guys with fake IDs showing like badges, like, hey. These guys aren't, they're not in uniform. These guys are in street clothes, like a jacket. I see a jacket. Clean cut, short hair, like a casual jacket, slacks or jeans, khaki. They're not in military garb. They're not in, but there are police guys off to the side that are in uniform. Showing their badges. This guy like work clothes, like coveralls, like a jumpsuit, carrying a tool case, suitcase or something. And there's this guy may even have like a hard hat. Like he looks like he's going to work. He looks like he's, oh, he's got a jacket on. Policeman. These are the stockyard guys. These guys are like on a rooftop, or it's a sense of like a sniper nest. You know, is this the fucking Kennedy assassination? But there's a guy with a gun, there's a spotter, and there's a guy doing security that's got credentials, like we're the law, we're supposed to be here. These guys speaking clipped voices. They're professional. They're cold. They're not amateurs. They are, these are like CIA trained guys. That's the word I want, mercenary. They're like calm. Well, their heart's beating, but they're just like very professional about this. But they get a rush out of it. Anything else I need to say about this? Let's pause. Talk about these humans on these teams. Let's start this over. So I'm holding the rifle and then going like this, so I'll draw him like that, like a profile. The gun guy. This is the workman. The credential guy. He's holding something up. So my sense of this is he's a there's the gun guy, 30s, 40s, not real young, very capable, cold, calculating, what's the word? Just iron-willed kind of guy. This is the cool one. There's a workman who is posing as a workman. These guys are a team. They're together. He's got a tool case. He's dressed, okay, this guy's dressed like, I get a sense of like a jacket. And I don't know if it's jeans or khaki type. Just comfortable, not business clothes, not ratty clothes, but just like jacket, shirt, comfortable pants, loose clothing, short hair. He's got a rifle. This guy's in coveralls. It would like say like Ed on the above the breast pocket. Maybe a hat, like a hard hat, a worker's hat. So he's like on his lunch break kind of guy, just heading to the job, all right? But these guys are together. Then there's someone that's with them that's apart from them who's in a suit, a very nice suit, very clean-cut guy, and he's got some kind of credentials that he can hold up if anybody approaches, like police, detective, Secret Service, just one of those billfold things with a badge or the credential insignia or something, just like, hey, this is a secure area, it's okay. And then off a part driver, so at least 4 people. So this guy shoots. He takes the shot and immediately disassembles the rifle. And this guy's got a tool chest that's actually, you open this up and it's going to have wrenches and pipes and, I don't know, not hammers, but, screwdrivers, electronic equipment, stuff that a workman would have in his, if his tool chest was, full of stuff. Pipes, wrenches, screwdrivers, something that you'd plug into something to get the amperage or some electronic thing. But so there's a lot of stuff in there. So when they disassemble this, they can put it in. They just put the butt under this. He puts it. And he's just like walking around. So they split up. This guy is like interference. Like, no, it's okay. I'm official. And the driver drives them away. Now, this one is like, I get the word, like stockyard. I think there's 3, 4, not people, but teams. And I keep coming back. I've come full circle. Let me pause this for a second. So I've come back to one of the first things I saw in the session, which was the Gothic building, which is over here. It's brown, reddish brown, and it has turrets. I drew this before. I'm going to draw it again. And let me explain. There's a high point on it. There's like, this is the big imposing building. There's a reason I'm drawing this. When you remote view, stuff catches up to you. I've been working this session for a while now, and stuff's building up in me. Okay, there's that building, there's a road, there's a car. There's a couple cars, even motorcycles. You know, I smelled horses too. I swear to God there's a horse somewhere here. But a lot of people here. There's a smaller building here, other buildings here. The road comes this way. People are out here. So here's why I'm back to the Gothic building. Why I was so drawn to this building, because it's visually very distinct. When I close my eyes and get a flash of the scene, I always see this, but something's pulling me to that, and I'm going to go out on a limb and say this is what I think, is that there is people up here, because it's the highest point in this area. This is command and control. This is the ultimate, there's spotters up here. And I get a sense of radio communication. Scramble. They've got some gear, pretty big. It's like today I could do it, you know, it'd be like an iPhone, but back in this day, I think it's about this big, a big bulky thing that I think has scrambled radio communications. It's a scrambler, so nobody can listen in. And this is, for its time, incredibly high tech. This is, nobody would even know about this. This would be like big, I don't know radio stuff. That's somebody I could ask. I will later. But this is up here. They've got the high point. They can watch. They see the car coming. They're in control of everybody. They've got they're like giving the orders. Okay? Those teams I drew, I think there might be one here or one on this building on the high up. Another one on the high up here in the, like on the rooftop. And the stockyard team, the fence. And I think that's command and control. I think there were some guys with rifles here, and I think they didn't shoot. I don't think they took a shot, but they were there. It was loaded. I think these guys did, and these guys did. And I think it triangulated in, and I think it was an assassination. And I'd have to say it was the assassination of John F. Kennedy in Dallas. I'm blind to this target. I've been told this is target 14A. I've done some paperwork. I've had no comment on my work other than to continue. So I may be just talking out of my ass here. These guys, who and why, like the shooters, they're cold, they're professional, they're contract guys. They've done this kind of thing before. Nothing this big, nothing this important. The sheep dipped. They've been sheep dipped. Sheep dip, that's a term, if you take somebody in the military and make them a civilian so they're not tied to the military and have them do something secret. I think these guys are not military, but they're maybe some of them, but not too much military. They've more been like sheep dipped out of the CIA, like they worked for something like the CIA, like maybe there's something I don't know about that's similar to the CIA, very secret, and they've been sheep dipped from that. They're confident enough, somebody's got enough juice, whoever hired them, they trust that they can get away with this, that they're not going to left to be hung out. There's a camaraderie, that's a bad word. Camaraderie has a good connotation. This is like their cells that are, specifically they're insulated. They're just in a world that they run in their own circles. They run in circles that they know that they can get away with this. So there's a trust of higher-ups. Like I said, juice. Somebody's got enough juice that so there's enough juice behind this that this was a, did I spell that right? A coup d'etat. So it came from high enough levels. That's what I was getting at, is that they're working for people at high enough levels. Some rogue guys aren't just going to go shoot the president and think they can get away with it. They know that this can be handled at the highest levels, that no press is going to question them, no FBI is going to question them, no, there will be no investigation will go anywhere. that level of confidence to pull a trigger, that much coldness that they work for someone that's, God, above the president. Interesting target. I think that they didn't call this the grassy knoll. They called it the stockyard. This was the stockyard team. Hey, they'll be at the stockyard. It's high up and there's a fence. I got to look up this building. It's the Gothic building. Is it, and I don't know if that's the school book. The school book depository might be here, but at least 3 places over here. I've never heard this one. I've read about the assassination. If this is the assassination, yeah, I might be talking out of my ass. There might be data here that is good data for some totally unrelated target, and it's not this. But I've never heard this. But I think the command and control was up there. That's the highest place, and they had secure radios that were secret then. Were not. I don't know, when did they start scrambling radio signals? 63, this would have been big high tech. What else do you want to know about this? I feel like I'm not blind to it anymore. If this is some other target, I don't know. I think I'm done.
I hadn't watched that in 10 years. That brings back a lot of memories to watch it. Donald Trump is releasing the JFK files, and the FBI has just admitted that there are more files than they realized. We're about to maybe see some disclosure. The reason I'm releasing this now in public is maybe some of this remote viewing data will be verified. We're living in interesting times. There is a part 2 to this because I did that and finished that part of the session. And then about a month later, without knowing that I was going back to it, I was tasked another aspect of this. So there's a part 2, and we'll have that pretty soon. I'd like to hear your comments below, and let's see what comes out as the records are disclosed. Aloha.